Hello everyone, I'm Precious Kinjuka. I interned at Citibank Uganda in the summer of 2011, so seated in your position not too long ago, and this was in between my studies. I did a 4-year course in electrical and electronic engineering, graduated in the summer of 2013 with a master's, and in between that time I mentioned I did my internship at Citi in 2011, and then in 2012, in the summer of 2012, I did an internship at Goldman Sachs in London. So what does this mean to you as an intern today? My experience at Citi was great. I used it as an opportunity to find out more about the bank, about financial services, in my particular case about technology and technology infrastructure in a bank and what it means in financial services. So it's a great opportunity for you to get in, learn about the bank, and at the same time they'll be learning about you. So make sure you ask a lot of questions, make sure you show dedication to your work. Don't be shy. If you ask questions, it means that you are interested and you want to find out more. So make sure you do all the due diligence and get all your work done. So as I mentioned, I've been working for about 2 years. Oh, so after my internship, I got a job offer at Goldman Sachs in London, where I work within the technology division. I've been there for about 2 years, and I've learned a couple of things during my time there, and I'm going to share some of these with you. There are about 8 things I have written down. So the first thing I would say is choose the right job that works for you. So make sure you always look for something that challenges you. Make sure you look for a challenge in everything that you do. 6 months into my work, I wasn't really feeling what I was doing. So what I did is I worked really hard at my current role, but also after that time where I'd done my time, I spoke to my manager. I was like, you know what, I'm looking for something more technical, more challenging, and because I'd done exactly what he had wanted during my time in my old role, he was very happy to find me another job. So make sure you always look for a challenge, and that leads me to my second point. Always continue to learn. So a lot of the times when you finish university, you're like, that's it, I'm done with exams. But really, when you start work, that's really when the learning begins. So always continue to learn. Don't be too proud of what you know, but also don't be too ashamed or embarrassed of what you don't know. All the people within your company are there to help you. So ask questions. Don't rely too much on Google. Do some courses, and always keep yourself on your toes, because that's what gives you the upper hand and the advantage over the next person in your same year. Third thing I have on here is embrace your differences or your uniqueness. So many a times we find that we either feel everyone in our company is either too smart or too different from us, or either too tall, or you don't find the jokes that they make funny. But always remember that you've been hired for a reason and you have potential. Don't compare yourself to others, just work towards making yourself better. And the other thing you should remember, at least what I remind myself always, is companies rely on cognitive diversity for success. They have all sorts of clients from different places, so they need diversity of the brain. In my case particularly, I'm in a very male-dominated field, so there's not very many females and not many African females per se, but I've decided to use this as an opportunity to present my different views from wherever I'm from, being Uganda, and I've seen that as coming really handy. Leverage these opportunities you have in your internship. As I mentioned, there's lots of different people. Use it as an opportunity to innovate, be creative. Millennials, or Generation Y, they call them, they're very innovative and very creative. So make sure when you come into your role, don't just do what you're told, obviously, but also help out and see all the different niches and things you could change, because that's what adds value to a company. That's what makes you really valuable. So I would say leverage all the opportunities you have during your internship. Ask questions, network, and be creative and innovative. It does go a long way. A few more things is impossibilities are a temporary nuisance. So what do I mean by that? So we find many times that you're given a task and you have no idea how to do it. This happens to me many times. In fact, what I'm doing now, I didn't necessarily study at university, but I've had to learn how to do it. So the question is, how do you do it? So first of all, you have to believe in yourself and know that what might seem really challenging in the morning might be really trivial in the evening or 3 months down the line. It's part of the package, it's part of learning. The worst thing that you can do for yourself is beat yourself up and not even try, and don't waste any time saying, oh, it's so difficult. Just get at it, read books, ask questions, leverage all the people in your company. It's part of learning, and 3 months down the line you'll be the expert in that. So do not put yourself down no matter what. It is really difficult and really challenging, but make sure you keep at it at all times. A few more things on here. Be accommodative. So accommodate people. You're working with people every day. This is very much will become your home, whether it's here or at a different company. So you want to make people's lives easier. Treat them as people. At the end of the day, don't judge people entirely by their work. Sometimes pressure or frustration might percolate through the organization, and someone might put pressure on you, maybe unintentionally. So you need to try and understand where they're coming from, why they're acting the way they do. Just try and accommodate people. You don't want to be that person when someone gets home, they're like, oh, I can't imagine what so and so said. You want to be a joy, and that always, it might sound really small, but it makes it easier to work with you. It makes it easier for you to be given all the good projects or the challenging projects. It makes it easier to give you feedback, things you can actually do better. So really be accommodative, and remember that these people that you're working with, human beings, and it goes a long way to be as kind to the next person, not because it's part of your job description, but it makes you a better human being. And a final few things is manage your manager. So your manager and yourself and the rest of your team are meant to function as a single unit. Your manager is above you, but try to manage your workload as much as possible. Reach out to them, ask them questions, make sure you listen and understand before you convey your viewpoints, and this will really make your relationship with your manager much easier, and it will just make it easier for you to work together as a team on all your projects. As I mentioned earlier, giving you feedback, things you could do better, because they know you're very amicable and very responsive to feedback, and you listen without being defensive at all times. And finally, do enjoy yourself. You have a huge network of interns to speak with, people at the same level as you. Network, have a good time, and really enjoy yourself. And remember to relax. If you do get a chance to come back, make sure you take your holidays, take your leave days. It's really, really important. And I'm sure you'll do really, really well. All the best in your internship, and the best of luck.